obviously been put into the design so far. We are very early in the process, and there will be a lot more evolution over the next year. So by way
Morning, everyone. Just to make sure you know, we're in an international room, and I can't think of a more international group of people standing behind me. The workforce of our Bay Area, San Francisco and Oakland and others, and want to thank everybody for coming here this morning. You know, we have another announcement to make, but it's consistent with the efforts that are being made by the Warriors management to work with all of us in the city and to really adapt to the kinds of things that we've all shown as the values of our city. And it's so important and it's so significant because I remind people this is a private investment of hundreds of millions of dollars. Did I say 5 last week? I think Rick is reminding me it might be north of that a lot more. But what it means, and what it means to all of us that are not always on top of all the fiscal things that we have, it means a lot of jobs. And this is so important to all of us, is job creation, job sustaining. And so we have some great announcements to make, and it continues the effort of making these piers 3032 to be of greater significance than the decaying piers that we've inherited for so many decades. I'm excited that we're continuing this effort to make sure that the Warriors move here, they build arena, and that they have the season of 2017 on the focus with us to begin their presence to return to San Francisco. Today we have another landmark announcement to make, and that is that an agreement has been reached with Unite here, which represents, which is Local 2, represented by Mike Casey, who's here today, and he'll go into a lot of detail with Rick Welts of the Warriors. But generally speaking, not only are we creating jobs, but now we have agreement that these are going to be good paying jobs because they're going to be union jobs inside the arena as well as outside the arena. This is important. Many of us often talk about labor peace, but I think in these days, talking more about labor confidence and labor happiness. Because labor peace often says there's a dispute going on. Here, we're going way beyond dispute. We're actually making some assurances that our people who work the jobs in and outside of the arena will get the respect that they deserve. This is oftentimes, if we lay this out early, and this is what I think the Warriors are doing, is they're breeding confidence in our labor force. Not only do we have peace, but you can have confidence that you can have families around you supported by the jobs that we're creating here because they're going to be union-paying jobs. And so according to the fiscal feasibility report that is now on file officially with our city, we have indicated that there will be over 4,300 direct jobs that will be created citywide as a result of the Warriors Arena being in San Francisco. And that is over 2,600 that are construction jobs, and we announced and went into detail about that last week. But today's announcement has a lot to do more with the over 1,700 permanent jobs that will be on in the arena as well as on site of Pier 3032. The Golden State Warriors have agreed to a card check neutrality across the entire project site. And this, of course, will guarantee that there will always be a fair process for the employees to choose whom they want their representation to reflect. And that's important as well, because that breeds confidence in them that they will have a process that will guarantee them the benefits that they have worked very hard to earn. This card neutrality will apply to operations with 15 or more employees in the arena, and any operations on site but outside the arena having 45 or more employees. This standard will also be applicable to them. It will also apply that should the Warriors determine that there would be any hotel built as part of this project, regardless of the employee count at that hotel, the card neutrality will extend to that operation of the hotel. This is well beyond what anyone would expect to happen. This is unique. It is purely a privately funded project, as you well realize, and that's why there is such a uniqueness to this promise and this agreement between labor and the Warriors management. It will be of great benefit not only to San Franciscans, but to the Bay Area workers throughout the whole region. The Golden State Warriors will also do something as significant as making sure that all of the current employees at Oracle Arena in Oakland are extended jobs on this new Warriors Arena here in San Francisco. That is also of great significance. We've oftentimes said, even in our own negotiations with the Niners as they moved out, that we wanted to take care of our workers. And similarly, with the Warriors coming over here, they want to take care of people who've been loyal to them at the Oracle Arena. And some of them are right here who have worked many years at Oracle as well. And I think that builds confidence for you that we're dealing with the right people who make the right decisions concerning your lives. So we can't say no to jobs. Obviously, we say yes to job creation, but we say also a big yes to quality jobs, the jobs that have the security that have been backed with them for many years. That's why there's so many of the employees here today to represent their support and interests in the way these decisions are being made. So I want to just thank Mike Casey for your efforts, you and your negotiating team, because I know you never work alone, but that you have a strong team of people behind you that do make sure that the interests of the workforce get taken care of. And then, Rick, for you, and of course, you don't work alone either. You have a lot of investors who are focused on what you're attempting to do, and your team has stepped up to the plate, and both teams have reached this great agreement, with the city being, I think, the greatest beneficiary of it all, that we have a satisfied and a happy workforce for years and years to come that will also be welcome to the whole region of people who want these jobs and make sure that they can take care of their families. So with that, I'd like to ask Mike Casey if you want to come up and say a few words on this before. I'm sorry, Rick Welts first, and then Mike Casey.
Thank you, Mayor Lee. It's indeed an honor to be here today. It's a privilege for us. We've been spending a lot of time the last many months describing what it is that we want to build. You know, we want to create a world-class sports and entertainment arena, the likes of which San Francisco has never had. We want to reclaim Piers 3032 as a wonderful public space, giving back to San Francisco and the Bay Area more than 7 acres of new public open space. We want to create over 100,000 square feet of retail. That could be restaurants, other retail. But that's not really what we're building. Really what we're building is memories. And I don't know about you, but some of my fondest memories growing up were with my father going to a sports arena and sharing a few hours of an athletic competition. That became part of our relationship. And I think the people of Local 2, led by Mike Casey and his leadership team, the people you see behind me, they're really the people that are going to be responsible for and creating those memories. And that's something that's going to be shared by citizens of San Francisco and the entire Bay Area for generations to come. So Mayor Lee, thank you and your staff for the leadership that you've given us every step of the way here. To Mike Casey, thank you for being a partner, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Come on up, Mike. And I know you have others that are with you as well,
Yeah,
but please.
Right. Well, first of all, I want to compliment the Warriors on their choice of colors. Happens to be the same colors as Local 2, although I think we're a little older organization. I don't know who had the colors first, but in any event, you got great taste. So I wanted to also thank the mayor and his team for really bringing people together and laying this out. It's remarkable the way this whole development is coming together, looking at all the different stakeholders. We were brought in at the very outset. So Mayor Lee, I really want to compliment you and thank you for your leadership in this. This really is, as Rick said, about building memories, but it's also about building communities. And we build communities by establishing jobs that provide people a living wage, that really support working families. And we're proud that the jobs that our members do in San Francisco, whether it happens to be in the hotels or whether it happens to be at the sports arenas like AT&T or whether it happens to be in a restaurant or a private club in this city. Our members are able to have fully paid health care for themselves and their families. Retirees have health care to look forward to, and we have real pensions that people can at least help support Social Security. These are important aspects of the jobs that the industries that we represent workers in have provided. And we're grateful that the Warriors have done this, but even more importantly, because this is important for us, not just because of the jobs that San Franciscans will have, but because of the work and the jobs that have been held by Oakland residents for years. And when we asked and talked about workers from the Oakland arena being able to have first shot at the jobs over here, they were very supportive of that. And I think that speaks a lot about what this project is. It's not just a San Francisco project. It's a Bay Area project. It's a project in which working families throughout the Bay Area will be able to make a living. And so I just want to thank the Warriors for seeing it in those big pictures and big terms, and Mr. Mayor, for you to really have the insight and the leadership in bringing everybody together. I'd like to introduce Weiling Huber, who is our leader in Oakland, and then I'm going to also, after Weiling comes up, I'd like Johnny Stakes, who is a worker at the Oakland Arena, and Billy Feliciano, who works at the ballpark here, to say a couple words.
Hi, Weiling Huber from Unite Here, Local 2850. And, well, I must say that we will be sad to see the Warriors go, and we'd prefer for them to stay in Oakland. We're really delighted at how we're being embraced here today and being welcomed into San Francisco. On behalf of the over 500 workers who currently work at the Oracle Arena, a dozen of so, like Johnny and Luce here today, who have been there more than 30 years. Nearly 100 of them have been there working with the Warriors for over 20 years. And, those are good jobs. The Warriors have been a responsible employer through their various contractors over the years. And we're really delighted to be here today and to be part of this historic agreement that's going to preserve the opportunities that have been so important to our members. They're going to be in good hands when they come over here to be part of Local 2. And, we're really delighted to be here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Johnny Stake. I've worked at the Oracle Arena for over 30 years, and I thought it was important that I show up for this meeting and press conference just to show support for the workers in Oakland so that we can continue with our seniority and all of our economic benefits that we currently receive when the new arena is built over here. A lot of us showed up today. We felt that that was extremely important, that we be allowed to continue employment in the new arena.
Good morning. My name is Billy Feliciano. I've worked at the ballpark for over 40 years, and my entire family has benefited from the good union jobs at these facilities. Both my sons have worked at the ballparks, and my sisters work at the arenas. And I'm so glad that hundreds of other individuals will be able to have the same opportunities that I have had over the 40 years at being able to work in the hospitality area. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. Johnny, thank you very much. Waylin, thank you again for being here as well. So let's get on with job creation. And I'm going to ask Rick and Mike to step up here and put their signatures on this agreement.
Put the date on there.
19. Details, huh?
Thank you. All right. Yes, please.
I'm confused. Mike can answer this. Are the jobs at the Oracle Arena local 2 now?
Now, the jobs at the Oracle Arena right now in Oakland are local 2850. They're all Unite Here. We have different locals in the East Bay than in San Francisco.
So it's the same union?
Yes, it's the same union. It's the same international union, and those jobs are union in Oakland.
Could you just talk into the microphone?
Yeah, and the workers from there are going to be given first crack at those jobs. In addition, there's going to be a lot of other jobs. There's going to be restaurants, possibly a hotel, as the mayor mentioned, and those jobs are also covered by the neutrality agreement.
And then the mayor was talking about 1,700 other jobs, but there were and employers of over 45 employees outside, well, a smaller number inside the arena. Can you? So I'm sure you've done the math because you know some idea. Out of those 1,700, what is your estimate of how many of them will end up being union jobs?
Well, you know, it's hard to judge because this is going to be a year-round. I shouldn't speak to this. Rick knows better than I, but it's going to be pretty much a year-round venue. And so there are jobs other than just the basketball events. There are going to be other catering events, perhaps other concerts and those types of things. And our agreement extends across the board in the arena itself. And then, as the mayor mentioned, if they have smaller operators like a restaurant or a little outlet inside, that anything over 15 people will be union in that event. And then if they have like a larger restaurant or other type of food and beverage operation, anything with 45 workers or more will also be included in the card check agreement.
And then, Mr. Wells, perhaps you can answer this. Do you know what is just kind of the ballpark arena average, sort of average salary of the people who work in, these are mostly the concession jobs.
Yeah, it ranges as much as the jobs themselves range. So you have full-time workers who are employed. You have a lot of part-time workers. I'm sure some of the people represented here are part-time workers who are only working at the game. So really, from Mike can speak to an hourly rate today.
The hourly rate and again, we're not negotiating here, so I want to be clear. So the ballpark figures right now at the ballpark. The hourly wage for most concession workers is $16.40 an hour. And that's in addition to that is health care and pensions and all that. But that's to be negotiated, what we do, here in the new arena.
And everyone will be around here for individual questions after. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. A lot of smiling faces.
pushing these to the side, and at least that was our intent, to create as much openness as possible. We're nearly done. This is a view from the Watermark building looking out across the site. Because the arena has been pushed far away, its impact of obscuring the horizon line is lessened. And